Hi, and welcome to Transaction TV. I'm your host, Anthony Atanasio, CEO of Hawk Strategies, and joining me today is Tom Prendergast, CEO of the Gateway Development Commission. Tom, thanks so much for being here today.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to talk about this exciting project.
Oh, it's exciting, all right. And in fact, we may be biased here at Transaction, but we feel it's the nation's most important infrastructure project.
I think it is the nation's most important transportation project. And when you talk to people that even aren't from the area, they consider it the same.
Yeah. You know, if you recognize the Northeast Corridor for what it is to the nation, not just to our region, and this critical choke point, I mean, those of us who have read Conquering Gotham know that what an amazing undertaking that was 120 years ago, right? And the fact that we still go through those tunnels. So cheers to you and your team for the work you're doing. So let's talk about that a little bit. You know, a little over a year at the helm. There's been a great deal of progress since the construction began in 2023. But now we're heading into the next critical phase, which is the beginning of the tunneling and that first mile, which is actually in New Jersey. Can you talk a little bit about where you are and where this phase of the construction is?
Yes, one of the early start programs was the overpass at Tunnelly Avenue, where we needed to build a launch box to put the first two tunnel boring machines in. We need to bore two tunnels underneath the Palisades. And that project got completed on time within budget. And we're excited to start receiving that material for the tunnel boring machine, assemble it, and start actually drilling through the Palisades.
This is exciting.
Very exciting.
Right? I mean, you know, I don't even think folks recognize, if you're not in the industry, what it takes to build a tunnel boring machine. I mean, it's built for one use, right?
That's
it takes
correct.
years to
That's
build,
correct.
and, you know, so...
It's purpose built. I mean, you set the table well in framing the question because, you know, in the old days, they were hand dug. It took a lot longer, much more threat to human life as you actually dug it. But there's a finite number of companies in the world that can actually build one of these machines. It's 1,600 tons. It's over a football length in length. And I would tell you that there's no other place they could use these machines for. It's specifically built for boring through the Palisades.
Yeah. The geotechnical surveys that have been done recognizing,
Yes.
yeah, it's not all the same, right?
No.
I mean,
And we have two more tunnels on the other side of the mountain, the Palisades, that are under the river, and it's a totally different geotech strata. It's and need two new machines.
Two new machines,
But
right?
we're excited about it. People can see it. Just to do the work at Tunnelly Avenue, the second most heavily traveled road in the state of New Jersey. But people can see all that money, all that work going on, because a lot of times I've been associated with projects where it's unseen to the naked eye,
Right.
or it's underground and they can't see it. But here they can see it, and they're going to see the fruits of that labor in 10 years when this program is done, completing what the Pennsylvania Railroad really should have done 100 years ago.
Right. That's incredible. So, you know, let's talk about that. When this project is complete, millions upon millions of commuters and residents, not just the people taking trains, the effect that this more functioning rail system will have on the broader transportation network, right? Millions of people are going to benefit from this. But we are 10 years away from completion. So there will be some pain along the way, but there will also be some benefits along the way. So can you talk a little bit about what the folks in the region and commuters and riders are going to experience as far as benefits in the near term and during construction?
One of the obvious benefits with all of infrastructure build is the jobs it creates.
Right.
So you have the ability for construction workers to be gainfully employed,
Yes.
earning income to be able to support their families, improve their quality and quality of life and standard of living, while at the same time build this project. Its contributions to the region we've talked about, but to the economy, because I think it's somewhere around 70% of the gross domestic product comes from the New York metropolitan area, and transportation not only into Manhattan, but from Manhattan into New Jersey is critical. And these two additional tunnels are going to improve that significantly.
Yeah, this is not only the most important, it's the most exciting. And as a Jersey boy, you know, it's really great that our region is once again leading again in infrastructure delivery the way we once did. So cheers to you for that. So, you know, you are a little over a year into your tenure running this massive project. Talk to us a little bit about what's been your most fun experience, or what you enjoy doing most? What's been keeping you motivated and going every day?
There's tremendous political support from the governors of New Jersey and New York. They understand the importance of the project. They've been behind it from its inception. My predecessor in the role that I'm serving in, Chris Calori, set together a very good project team with expertise from people across a pretty broad spectrum. They all know the importance of the project. They're excited about working in the project, and they're focused on my three favorite words, which are scope, schedule, and budget.
Hey,
Because when you go to a partner like the federal government and you ask for their assistance in terms of infrastructure funding support, you have to be cognizant of the fact that scope, schedule, and budget means everything.
wow, that's incredible. And your career, and I know you're one of those people who doesn't want your bio read 15 times, but you have a very illustrious career in infrastructure delivery in both the private and public sector. So on behalf of the transportation community of New Jersey and Transaction, we're excited to have you at the helm of this project. We wish you the best of luck, and we're very excited to see you back here next year for another update 1 year further down the road, and we'll continue to support you in any way you need to deliver this critical project.
Thank you very much for the offer. I'll be glad to take you up on it, and we truly do appreciate your support.
That's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Tom, thank you so much for being with us today.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Prendergast, CEO of the Gateway Development Commission. And thank you for joining us on this episode of Transaction TV.